Alright boys, welcome back to the Black Clover mobile video. We have two new characters coming towards season 11 for JP and KR, and obviously we've seen them through leagues, but we do actually have the skills translated here, and we also have the actual the animations and skills, so we kind of want to react to it now. Looking forward to seeing how these characters change, but from memory, I remember Kahono being quite broken, being like a crazy buffer, but we'll go through all of it today's video. But let's start off with probably the most important thing, is just how the characters look and how they play out. So let's check out the actual animations here. Let's check 3 minutes though. That's kind of long for like a... I wonder what they're doing in this video. I actually don't know. Okay, so Nozel 1v1 apparently. Okay, they're gonna say stuff, but this is in Korea. Alright, it's ultimate, okay. Unfortunately, like no sound. Alright, what? I was sick. That was actually sick. So I think it's a single target skill, but I like that, like, you see them in the drink. That Loki me one of like the best ultimates, like looking wise. Like it's nice when you do that. But yeah, we did see Leaks' character. Essentially, his character gets Mercury buffs that kills him unless you max dupe him. And if you max dupe him, then they turn into actual buffs that buff him. It's you can see right there, like he got the buff. Like an AoE skill. Ooh. It's kind of sick animation. Okay, his actual game mid. I've actually not looked into this in a while, so this is the first time seeing her. Okay, so got the combo attack of this. Actually, like what someone would actually use. Okay, so Nozel's got not the worst speed, actually pretty fast. So attack level, I think. Okay, so Noel, once again, I've not actually seen animations. Oh wow. Like, once again, I wanted to like, save myself for a reaction, but I kind of left it too late. But, yeah, it's the first time I've seen animation. Alright, so his actual, like, skill 1 is just an AoE skill, which is nice a little bit. It's been a while since we've got, like, a double AoE character. Alright, so here we go. So, yeah, the character is very much like Black Aston in a way where, like, he does things differently depending on how many buffs he has on, like, you know, anti-magic. He's kind of similar here. So, if you... Okay, let's start with passives because it's probably easier thing to talk about. So, what it does, and it's kind of the counter the Marillion and the actual, like, you know, burn meta. His passive is converts all continuous damage into Mercury. But also, Mercury, as you can see, what the passive actually does is 10% reduced. Oh, they changed it. Okay. So much different towards the actual league stick, because I think the actual Mercury did like 10% of your max HP, and it was going to kill you. Essentially, his character is almost unusable at 0 star and had to get towards 5 stars. So yeah, so converts all Mercury to obviously all continuous damage, and when you get towards LR plus 5, it's going to convert all to Mercury. But if you have 3 or more Mercury, it inflicts poison continuous damage for 2 turns when attacking an enemy, and it's got 2 AoE skills, so that's always going to apply. Combo attack is going to apply poison AoE. The special ultimate is going to attack after applying the immortal block, so they can literally not have any way to apply immortality, which is actually pretty good to go with Black Asta, because if you apply it and then you damage him, then you can't get that immortality. So big mono red killer there. That's actually really good. Also, when you do kill an enemy, 90% of your magic is going to go onto the other characters for additional Mercury have. That could scale up quite well. The gameplay we saw didn't have like the best gear on. He's meant to be a bit of a DPS here actually. So give Mercury removal to effect to yourself, which seems like a bad thing because you kind of want to have the Mercuries on. Because if you go towards the first skill here, is if you have 2 or more or 2 or less Mercury effects, then it's chance to inflict poison, 50% chance. But when you do get towards 3, you're going to have a 100% chance of doing it. And bear in mind, you do apply poison through the passive, so you apply it twice. So yeah, you want to have more Mercury on, but if removing it's not a good thing. It made sense early on because the Mercury is actually killing you before through the leaks. The next skill is going to be the weapon damage. So you disarm them, making so you do reduce damage. It is obviously level 3, guaranteed to be fair. Obviously, when you have 2 or less. But when you have 3 or more, you're going to get the 42% as AoE as well. That's really, really good actually, I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, Nozel. It's looking like a good season, I'm not gonna lie. I think Mono Blue's making a bit of a comeback here, especially with all the characters you've gotten recently, so it's something that you definitely want to look into. And this character doesn't seem too bad once again. We have to see how they play out in game. Skill-wise, the skill 2 is really good. He's got fast speed, so he'll be able to get it off as well. He's ultimate could be kind of disgusting if it does damage. That's only if it does damage, but at least you're getting that mortality block, which you can still just do, and you can kill with something like Juice, for example. So, yeah, that is Nozel. Not bad. Alright, let's check out Kahono. She is going to be a buffer character, and through the leaks that we did see, she is, oh, green, though. So, on the mono green team, okay. That looks, it's kind of what you expect from Kahono, right? It's nothing crazy. Alright, so she's applying these buffs, right, every single turn. And that's like the festival thing she's applying, which you can see right there. And I think when you stack up to max, you get like a crazy damage buff, which is you can be really, really good for any like DPS character. With some gameplay here, the showcase and the mono green team, get Yami off that team. I can't back him, I'm not gonna lie. I tried uploading a video of him, but I just can't use him, he's just not good. Who knows, maybe with Mereoleona being out and then with actually some damage buffs, you can actually do alright. So he got the defense pen there, so Yami's gonna do more damage. Weird not to be using Yuno though. Okay, so we're gonna skip through it because Yami could do quite a lot here, to be fair. It's just because Kahono is about building up her capacity. We'll go for a skill in a second, but you can see the big damage number she's doing, and that's once again with obviously the buff from Charlotte, and just building up that festival passive long enough could actually help out Yami quite a lot here. So yeah, that is kind of what he showcased there. I mean, it could still even lose actually, but yeah, that's kind of how she works. Let's go through his skills. Alright, so we'll go through his skills here. So we'll start off with the first skill here, just to kind of ease into it a little bit, because it does get a little bit confusing. But simply single target skill, which gives your high attack ally 4% increase in attack power strength for 2 turns, which is pretty good, guaranteed as well. Then we get towards the Aria buffs. Now, let's quickly explain what this actually does. So the Aria buffs, essentially, when you use a skill, you see throughout the kit she's going to apply it. But when you do get one, you're going to get 5% increase in penetration and also a 2% increase in critical damage. And that is for one buff. But when you get 5 of those buffs onto one character, you're then going to switch over towards the Festival Aria and get a massive buff, which can increase your penetration by 60%, your 45% increase in critical damage, and also 50% increased damage for 2 turns. So this Festival Aria is 2 turns, where it does like the actual festival beginning is just something you just get throughout the battle, so it doesn't matter how long it takes, you'll always have a buff onto you. So yeah, bear in mind that is what this actual buff does. So the second skill is going to do a single target skill that is going to buff up an ally and give them a level 3 attack power increase for 2 turns, but also give all allies the Aria beginning. So that's one way of getting it. Bear in mind you have to get 4 of those. This is a 3-turn cooldown, so it's going to be kind of hard to constantly getting those actual buffs on. The ultimate is going to be obviously 50% increase in action strength effect. I'm not too sure what that one actually is, but I assume it's a buff skill. Also as well gives all allies crit rate, which is going to go quite nice with that actual 45% increased critical damage. You're going to get 1 more Aria beginner, so that's 2 ways. So, you know, turn, use the ultimate, then use the actual tier 2. You have 2 ways of doing it. Then you have the partner skill, which is just going to stun. But moving on to towards the unique passive. So this is just what you get when you get the character towards obviously LR. Defender class. So I think what it says here is when a defender class attacks a character, you are going to give a 5% increased damage dealt towards your high attack character for 2 turns, which is actually pretty good. But a bit more restricted because, I mean, to be fair, we have Black Asta, Mereoleona. There's always a defender on the team. She's got AoE skills too, so you're always going to get that to apply. But then this is what you have to do about the character, because like I said, you got to get 5 of those beginning of Aria buffs on, and you can only get that through the tier 2 skill every 3 turns, or the ultimate every, like, what, 5-6 turns. But the passive does it, and this is where it becomes a lot better. So when you get the character to LR +2, when attacked, you're going to give Aria beginning towards the high attack power character on your team, so at least your main DPS is going to get a lot faster. But when you get towards LR +5, you're going to obviously do the exact same thing. But also, when you use your ultimate, you're going to grant 1 additional Aria beginning towards the designated ally. So when you obviously select the character. So essentially, use the ultimate, you get 1 onto Yami, you then get 2 onto Yami because you have it towards LR +5. You then get attacked, hopefully. Then you have 3 onto Yami. Then you use your tier 2 skill. Boom, you get 4 onto Yami, and all you got to do is get attacked again or cycle towards your tier 2 skill to get that massive buff. Once again, it looks good, right? Because at least with Yami, like the mono green team, what he showcased, it's a slow team, right? Literally, you want Yami to build up his stacks with his actual, you know, slash, I don't know what you call it, magic slashes, which is like 4 turns to do. She's doing the exact same thing, and then boom, you get a massive nuke. And then Mereoleona can be your tank. You're getting the shield of obviously having mono green. Charlotte's providing the shield as well. You can taunt as well with Mereoleona. It looks like a decent team. Is it gonna be the best team? I'm not too sure. Mono raid's still pretty powerful and might still nuke through this team. But I think I like the character. It might be a bit too slow, but some games, if you, especially with a high PP, you get like super tanky, it might actually be pretty good. And like I said, man, when you get that buff on, you have all the buffs on, you do a single target skill and get 140k, like crazy crit damage, crazy like damage like that, it's actually going to be really sick. Then with the tier 2 skill, which Then with the tier 2 skill, which actually doesn't give the beginning of aria if you don't have the skill page, so you want to have the skill page on. But also as well, you're going to increase your own SP by 3, so that is very, very good, because now that means you can rotate with your ultimate even faster. So like, once again, use the ultimate turn 1, then use your tier 2 skill, even use like, you know, the Charlotte to buffer up as well. You get 3, so you get 6 SP. You can get ultimate by like 2 turns. That is going to be really, really good, actually, I'm not going to lie. The skill page effect though looks pretty good, especially if you want to max it out and just use it universally. It doesn't look too bad, but it does say when you use your ultimate, you're going to give your high attack power a 30% increase in damage, which yeah, man, this character looks really good if you max duper. Definitely something I'm going to be chasing when she does eventually come out, especially the fact that I'm probably going to go a bit towards mono green a little bit because it does look kind of fun. So yeah, boys, that is it for Kahono and Kayato Season 11. Those are the 2 new characters. Let me know what you think of these 2 characters, who you're looking forward to. Once again, I feel like, who do I want to use here? No, I do like mono blue a little bit. We'll have to wait and see what happens, man. I think Valkyrie Armor World is going to be blue, so yeah, I might want to go towards mono blue here, but regardless, we'll see how the meta turns out. One is characters actually do releases. We'll see if they're actually good when they guys come to global support. Thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.